Okay, time for another installment of my UX career journey. This is part 3. I'm titling this Show Me to My Forklift. The reason being that time is up, money is out, I have to go do something. Next week I'll be climbing aboard a forklift again. I cannot emphasize how much I don't want to do this. I started to drive a forklift, I think, 21 years ago. My forklift skills are old enough to drink. Sometimes I feel like my forklift skills are driving me to drink, but that is not the case. No worries there. This job I'm starting will be at a third party logistics company. I believe the warehouse is climate controlled, which is a change. Most warehouses are not, so they're either just really stinking hot or really cold, except for those few bright, shining moments in the spring and fall where everything's just perfect. Let's see, they're going to pay me $19 an hour. I'm going to get an extra 75 cents an hour because I'm going to work second shift. They are currently working 10-hour days, which means I will go in at 3:30 in the afternoon. I will get off work at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll have a half-hour unpaid lunch, and I'll spend about 35 minutes commuting each way. So, yeah, again, can't stress how much enough I don't want to do this job. I've now been in career services for 2 months. I feel like that's going fairly well. I'm learning some things, definitely some hard lessons that I feel are making the job search a little trickier or longer. One of the things I've kind of stopped doing is I'm not using the LinkedIn Fast Apply button anymore. There's lots of different opinions on these things, and I don't know what's true and what's not. But one thing that I heard somewhat recently is that if you just use the Fast Apply thing, your resume kind of ends up buried. Like you might get some replies, you might get rejection emails, and maybe you even get the job, who knows. But I've heard that it's not the best way, and that a better tactic is that if you find the job on LinkedIn, whether it's Fast Apply, regular apply, whatever the thing is, go directly to their website, apply for the job, tailor your resume for every listing, same with your cover letter. Those are the exhausting things. I will say one of the first times I tailored my resume to match the job description, I heard back very quickly, which was positive. And I've been doing that ever since. I feel like there was a moment there where I was starting to get some traction with recruiters, like recruiters were reaching out to me, which is positive. But just as soon as they reach out, it seems like they kind of ghost you. I had kind of been playing this game where I don't want them to forget about me, but I don't want to be a pest. And right now, I think I'm going to start erring on the side of being a pest. Because what have I got to lose? I'm doing a little bit of LinkedIn optimizing. I started that, and it's just kind of, it's an iterative process. You notice something that like could be a little better. I'm going to start using some of my case study deliverables in my featured media section. I'm also doing a little bit of YouTube optimizing. So like this kind of video, I'll put this on my YouTube channel. It'll also be uploaded to LinkedIn, but wherever this video goes or these career kind of videos go, I'm trying to include, links to my LinkedIn profile, to my LinkedIn posts, to my portfolio, to all the places that you might go and find me, because I need to show employers that I'm worth talking to, that I'm doing a thing. One of the things I've been doing for the last 6 months, I started doing these kind of virtual happy hours where I bring together other UX professionals. A week ago, I co-hosted a 3-person panel with 3 UX professionals who were new to the field, kind of because I just wanted to know some things about what's it like to work in those first 3 months or so. Got a lot of positive feedback out of that. And I guess kind of what I'm getting at is like I realized at some point, like, I don't know where this is coming from, this energy or this want to organize events, bring people together. But my career services mentor said like, oh, is this something you would want to do for a living? Like, I don't know how to mention in a resume that I want to be a product designer, but I'm also open to hosting virtual events for, whatever. This isn't something I have a lot of history with. It's just as I attended other such workshops and seminars, whatever online, I just started to realize, why can't anyone do this? And this is kind of a attitude I've had for a while now. And that's why I have, if you don't know, I have quite a few different hobbies, quite a few different things that I'm interested in. I want to say when I was like 15 or so, like this notion just came in. I remember when I decided I wanted to learn to play guitar. I was listening to a song. It was kind of the thing that like just gave me goosebumps. And I thought, oh, it'd be great if I could play music like that. And then the next thought was like, well, why can't I? There's no reason you can't learn to do a thing you want to do or do something that other people are doing. And so that's how these kind of workshops, these virtual get-togethers came about. Let's see what else. No more fast supply, quality over quantity. So that's another thing I'm working on with my applications, the tailor-made resumes I talked about. I am not one of these people who reaches out to ChatGPT for every little thing. And I know it exists. I know it's a tool. I'm just kind of sick of hearing about it. So I did try it a couple times. I tried it on a cover letter. And what I found was it spit out this thing that was a pretty decent cover letter. One of the things that I have heard is that recruiters, hiring managers are noticing that cover letters and thank you notes and whatever are being generated by ChatGPT because they all look the same. They all sound the same. They all have this tone. So after ChatGPT spit out this cover letter for me, I went to work on it and I maybe kept 25% of what it gave me. So I just kind of took like the bullet points, let's find my voice around these different things. So in that way, like I'm seeing a little bit of the value of the tool. It's almost more like it should be a thing that inspires you or it's a template. It's not a thing that's going to do all the work for you all the time. This other story I will tell, I've been getting these emails from cycletrader.com telling me there's 1, 2, 3, 4 motorcycles in my saved search that are available to purchase. Because at some point in time I set up some search that I saved, and it's usually about this time of year when the weather gets nicer that I start to get these emails. And I was telling someone like, oh, this is a drag because I can't afford to go buy a motorcycle, so I shouldn't even be looking at them. And I was told, well, maybe Cycle Trader's looking for a product designer, and sure enough they were. And I'm reading the job description, and this fit me really well. And so I was excited to apply. I did the tailor-made resume. I did the tailor-made cover letter. Reached out to some people who worked for the parent company on LinkedIn. And this one woman was like, oh, good luck to you. It's a great place to work. I hear that there have been 1,700 applications for that role already. And my heart just kind of sank because like, oh, now my chances are so low. I mentioned this to some other people, and I was told, just the fact that you reached out probably puts you closer to the top of that pile than you imagined. I do try to reach out to people when I can. It's such an awkward thing for me to do. You might not know it from either these videos or virtual events that I've hosted, but I'm super introverted, almost hermit-like some days. It's so hard to send that cold message to someone like, hey, I see you work for this place. Can you tell me about it? But I'm kind of making myself do it anyways. That is about the gist of it. I'm kind of crossing my fingers that there is some miracle that happens between now and June 5th when I'm supposed to climb on a forklift. One of the slightly better options is that I applied to some other warehouses that are much closer to home that I wouldn't have to spend an hour in the car getting to and from every day. Other than that, barring some sort of miracle, I imagine I'm going to be on a forklift next week. Other things I'm trying to focus on, I'm trying to do some things just for myself because I'm noticing approach burnout pretty quickly when you're just doing this job search thing all the time. I'm going to have to force myself to take some breaks and do some of the things that I enjoy doing. I think that's all I've got. Good luck to everyone else out there who's also in the middle of this job search. I'm going to try to enjoy spending a little bit of time outside today, enjoying some food off the grill, and hit the job search again Tuesday morning. I'm going to start bothering those recruiters. I'm going to reach out to more people and companies that I've applied to, and I'm going to do more tailor-made resumes and more quality over quantity. That's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching.